Hello, this is a basic cello maintenance video. First, we'll begin with maintaining for the bow. When you first get your bow out of your case, you will want to tighten it. Go to the frog of the bow, or the part of the bow which you hold, and go to this little piece called the crew. You then turn the crew so that the bow tightens. As you see, as it is turned, the bow will slowly become less bent. You never want the bow to not be a smile though. As you can see, there still is a slight bend. Once it's perfectly straight, or even worse, in a frown shape, your bow is at risk of snapping. Around once every week, you'll also need to rosin your bow. When you first begin though, you may have to do it every day. When you first get rosin, it will probably look like something like this. Perfectly polished. That's not how it will work. To have your rosin work correctly, you will need to scratch it. As you can see in the middle of this rosin, it was scratched up. You will need to scratch the entire surface, but because I've used it so much, it has slowly gotten smoother. When rosining your bow, just glide your bow across the rosin multiple times. The next thing you do with your cello to get it ready is take the end pin out. This is the end pin. You loosen this part and just pull the end pin out to the right amount, then tighten it. Don't loosen it too much though, or it can fall off. If you do accidentally loosen it too much and it falls out, it is no big deal. You can easily put it back in. Just slide it back into the hole and tighten it slowly. Continue tightening until it will stay in place. Next, what you have to do with your cello is tune it. You can either tune by ear when you're more skilled, or use a handy-dandy tuner. If the tuner says that your instrument is flat, turn the fine tuner to the left. If it says your instrument is sharp, turn the fine tuner to the right. If your instrument is out of tune by a lot, then you'll need to use a peg located on the scroll. Unless you have had previous experience using these, do not use them without your teacher because you may snap a string. Occasionally, you will also have to clean the rosin off of your strings. Special cloths are sold for that, but they are not necessary. Usually a shirt is fine. The last concern for the cello is humidity. As the humidity changes, the wood expands and contracts, which can cause it to snap. The solution for this is the dampen. To use a dampen, first you need to get water. Okay. Wet the dampen in the water and let it soak for a few seconds. You then remove it from the water. Wait, can you take this out of it? Thank you. And so that it's not dripping water in your cello, lightly rub a paper towel against it to get rid of the water on the surface. Then you place the dampen in what's called the F hole. This is mainly for storage. You often will not play with the dampen in your cello, but it is allowed. The only time the dampen is needed is when it is very cold outside and your heater is using. A good indicator of when to start using the damp bit is when the leaves start falling off the trees. When the leaves are back on the tree, you will no longer need to use the damp bit.